If I had to restart, one thing that I would say is I would definitely spend a bit more time exploring, because I didn't explore as much when I started. And I think I would more properly use my materials. Spending more time leveling up characters and leveling up weapons before even thinking about artifacts. Think about ascending your ward level, for example, because one thing that you probably don't know is you get a ward level that goes every, you see, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 55 to 58. But you have ascension quests for 25, 35, 45, 50, and for 58. Yeah, but the game gives me characters, right?
Not without a miracle.
You get starting characters. So when you start the game, you get certain characters for free. You get Ember is the first character you get for free. Then you will get Kaya. You will get Lisa. These are the main 3 characters that you get at the beginning. Outside of your traveler is gonna be animal, so it's gonna be wind because that's where you start. So this will be your first 4 characters. You get Barbara by just doing a quest. Don't be like me. Don't wait to get Barbara. Get Barbara. She's a healer. You get her for free. You get Cole, Aino, Kachina, Xiangling, and Lynette. Yes, but you get them after doing quests. You will get them for free, but what I'm thinking is you open the game today and you play for an hour, 2 hours, you will get these 3 characters with, of course, Traveler, Animal Traveler, Wind Traveler. You know what Animal is, so I'm not gonna go into details. And then with just 1 quest, you get Barbara. Also, you're gonna get Noelle because you get pools and you can pull on a beginner banner, which gives you Noelle. She's a shielder. She does decent damage because she has a bit, claymore. So at the beginning, she does damage. I would say Kaya would be a good character to main at the beginning. I have leveled him. He's not super leveled, but before I had any 5-star character, he was my main. I gave him good weapon. I tried to give him a good weapons. I sent him to 90. He's the first character I sent to 90. He had artifacts. Before you even think about talents and artifacts, level up your character as much as you can, which means do the boss and level up a weapon. You're gonna get for free at the beginning, you get prototype Rancor. And I think it's pretty easy to get like 3-star weapons like Cold Steel, Harbingers, shit like this, but these are more when you pull, which means farm. Yes. So you need to farm, but when you farm for a character at the beginning, it's not that difficult. So that's why I'm saying focus on the character. Like, don't pull for characters at the beginning until you're like quite more leveled up. I don't think you have to have finished like at least the story quest for Mondstadt, finish Liyue, finish, I don't know, start going towards already Inazuma, shit like that, before you even think about pulling for characters. I'm not gonna say like build an entire team, because at the beginning you might not need that. Once you start doing the quests, you're gonna be given like trial characters when you start playing, when you do quests. And those trial characters can usually beginning areas, which means here and at least in Liyue, those are gonna be enough for you to be able to just clear the domains that you need to clear. You get the trial characters. So until you're like at 25 or even like 35, like once you go to 35 to the Ascension Quest 35, you feel comfortable, you should be able to, goddammit, unlock this scary ass fucking place, which I understand. When you have seen me play this, I have cried a little bit. I have gone insane. I would say the main thing is trying to understand if you can do floor 3. The only reason why I say do floor 3 at the beginning, when I say don't pull for characters, is you get the most OP fucking character in this goddamn fucking game. I hate how good this bitch is, but is Xiangling. This fucking little shit has a god on her side, just a miniaturized god on her side, an underpowered god. She does quite a lot of damage. She's very useful.
Well, sorta kind.
She has an Annie vibe, that's true. Play the quest. The game tells you to go a higher level, explore, repeat. Yes, but not only that, I would say level up your characters too. Because one thing that I realized is that I used to play this game, I ended up at a certain point where my characters were not strong enough for the world level I was in. So, for example, I was able to do the Ascension quest through fucking min-maxing, but I did not have I didn't have characters built enough. Okay, but you were playing Yai. I wasn't playing Yai. This is much before. You weren't here, Aike. You don't know. It's before I even had Ayaka. My world level was 2. I was over level 45, and my Kaya was level 60 probably. And that is a problem. Like, you should level up your characters to a level that is higher than your own world level. Which means if your world level is 25 and you go against enemies that are level 25, you need characters that are level 40 at least. Things like that. I think it tells you at what breakpoints you can level your stuff. Yes, but now I think there is a bit more guidance on that. When I started playing 3 years ago now, that was not a thing. Like, you couldn't, that was not something that, what do you mean level? You need 40. I'm scared. No, it's not necessarily that, but what I'm telling you is so exploration does not become you trying to fucking survive against a normal fucking overworld enemy. Because overworld enemies will go up in level as your world level goes up. Your world level goes up with your adventure rank, so your level, I am max, so it doesn't count. But as I was saying, when your adventure rank reaches 25, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, blah, blah, your world level would increase by 1. The max is 9. I am at world level 9. To go up, to scale up after 25, to be able to go up in level, you can still farm. You can keep exploring and keep your world level low without doing the Ascension quest, which is what I would say. Like, you can keep exploring, stay at a lower level, slowly build your characters a bit more. The only thing I would say is it's quite fast to get to 45. The only reason I would say it's good to get at 45 as soon as you can. I would also say, for the love of fucking God, do not farm for artifacts when you're like low levels. 1, you will get random stupid artifacts like these. You will just find them around, like under level 3 and shit like that. And you can't throw a circle, like a crit rate circle or some shit, like some shitty, I don't have a lot of them because I feed them now, but like you can give some of them to someone. If you do care about being optimal in your artifact, you should spend your reserve of resident domains at AR 50 when you get level 90 domains. Yeah, exactly. Closest game I had was Summoner Wars without the extraction but a constant farm. Oh god damn it.
My brand will never recover.
Nobody saw that. I would say, first of all, when it comes to Genshin, it's a bit weird because you will always find people that tell you to min-max shit. And when you start playing, you don't need to min-max shit. You don't need to pull for characters. And honestly, I would say, like, unless you're someone that is into the meta for every game and having the best characters, the best builds and everything, don't even look at that. Like, just don't think about it for at least like the beginning until you're like AR 50. As Sophie was saying, like AR 45, you start being able to pull for to get artifacts, but before AR 50, you're not really going to, like, you're not gonna need those. You don't need to min-max. Yeah, no, you don't. You don't. Because also, unless you're someone that decides after you've played for a long time, meta is not a thing for me. You know how I know. But like, for example, if you are here, you're not, like, here, it's sure that you get a 5-star artifact. These are what you need. These are what you want. That is true. This is what you need and want in a set. But technically, you don't need them. Until you are at AR 50, you don't need them. It's fine. Also, when you start to farm, co-op exists. Does it suck ass? Yes, but also if you like watching creators like me and stuff like that, like I would be the first to be like, hey, I can help you. But there are people that are just willing to help, and you can just matchmake, okay? Let me not matchmake now. You can just matchmake, and oftentimes if you are looking for level 50, what the fuck are you doing here?
No, Mr. Green. Communism is just a red herring.
One thing also regarding Genshin that I personally really enjoy is all the content surrounding it. It's all the content that the game itself makes for the characters, the music, all of that. I personally enjoy it, and I think it makes the game more enjoyable. If you are a lore person, which, knowing you are a lore person. This game has so much fucking lore, which is why I'm like, don't give a shit about anything. Just do the stories, do the quests, focus on that at the beginning, especially because you need to understand how the actual story of the game works. Just play the game. The rest comes naturally. The only thing the key points I would say are: 1, play the game. Before like level AR 45, 50 even, you don't care about artifacts, and don't pull for characters. Wait, characters will always rerun. There is no way that there is a character that will not rerun. All characters rerun. Now we have chronicled banners as well, which are like specific characters that are less popular, so they don't get their own banner. They get put in a banner based on their region every certain amount of time. What are banners? Okay. This is what you call a banner. It's when a character, you're able to pull for characters. They usually last about 2 weeks. It's half of a patch. So you get a full patch, which is when a new part of the game gets released. A patch is usually 6 weeks. So it's about 3 weeks for a banner, 3 weeks for another, I think, if I'm not wrong. And this is where you pull for characters, which means you can do temples, you can do one singular pulls. You have a thing called pity, which I am not going to go in depth into the pity system. The only thing, you know what? The only thing I would say a new player can do is you stash a Queen Fates and you can pull on the standard banners. I would say don't pull for the character event wishes, which these are, 1, 2. These are the limited time characters that you get every certain amount of time. These are what is gambling in this game. This is the gambling mechanic in this game. And weapons, there's people that I know people that have been playing this game for years and have never pulled in the weapon banner. Because you don't necessarily need to. You don't need to. I do it because I like having the matching weapon for the matching character, so I'm able to slightly min-max. I don't even min-max that much, but I like being able to min-max from time to time, as a treat. I pull in the weapon banner as a treat. From time to time we do that. I got fish on the weapon banner. I would say though, you will get for free a Queen Fates. Just get them. Just grab them. Just keep them. It's fine. Don't use Primo Gems. Primo Gems are these lovely things right here, which you can switch for wishes. I personally like to switch them for wishes because I'm a problem. And as I said, this is stuff you need to think about after 45. After 45, after 50, before you don't really, who cares? Who cares? You don't need it. You don't necessarily need it, okay? There are no pull accounts for a reason. They exist. As I was saying, 45, 50, before that, you don't care about artifacts, don't care about wishes, don't pull. You don't need it. You don't need it. You're gonna be able to survive anyways. I would say focus on enjoying the story of the game first, questing, all that stuff. Get that aspect done. Start understanding a bit the mechanic of the fighting, how that works. I would suggest just exploring around will help you understand the mechanics of the game. There are different reactions that you can get based on the elements that you have in your team, and there are different domains at the beginning when you start playing that will explain these things to you. They will tell you, oh, you need to swirl this element, so you need Anemo, and you need another element, but not all elements can be swirled. Shit like that. You're gonna learn it with time. I do think that the way they do tutorials is kind of fine, and they kind of force you to understand how it works. Yeah, this one is the one that you will look at. It's vaporize, melt, overloaded, superconduct, electrocharge, frozen, crystallized, swirl, and then secret hideout. And then you can do the secret hideout. Investigate the secret hideout. This one is what you do with a quest. And then you have elemental trials. If you don't know, these are literally like the tutorial ones. If you don't read them...
Let me look to the left, look to the right, and judge silently from a distance.
Before I forget, important beginner trick is level up your fucking statues. Go hunt the oculi, level up the statues. If you need to use the interactive map, who cares? Use it. Level it up. Because having limited stamina is so annoying, and it makes exploration even more annoying.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.